Welcome to this look at the new mod map as part of the premium expansion, including some of the buildings, equipment, machinery and crop types on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, the day is finally here. It's November the 14th. The premium expansion, premium edition has been released. I will say this now, I'm inundated with people messaging me saying on Xbox they can't get it to download. One guy said he's been told by Giants that it's not coming to Xbox until the 15th. I don't know how much truth there is in that. I'm not saying he's lying, I don't know. On PlayStation, I'm going to put a couple of pictures up in a moment, because on PlayStation Store it wasn't showing as being available. When I came into the game, it wasn't showing as being available. But if you go onto your Farming Simulator 22, as if you're going to click on it to start the game, to load the game up, rather than click on it, if you scroll down from that initial page, and I'll put those up in just a second, just a couple of screenshots to show you. If you scroll down, it was showing there for me. It didn't automatically download. It wasn't shown on the PlayStation Store, but when I came down, it was then sitting there showing as a DLC available. So if you can't find it, that might be why. I've also had people messaging me saying they're on their PlayStation, they can't get any vehicles to move, any machinery to move, nothing's working. I'm sorry, I'm not an IT help desk. I don't know what might be causing that. You'd have to contact Giants. I'm not sure what they're going to be able to do, but they should be able to look into it and see what the problem is. So first things first, I want to apologise to Adrian. Sorry, Adrian. Massive apology. When all the stuff came out, all the publicity and stuff regarding this prior to its release, it was put out as being a generic Central European map based on the Czech Republic and Poland and countries like that. The signs all around the map are in Polish. So for all intents and purposes, it's a Polish map, which Adrian had messaged me to say, what do you think of the new Polish map? And I said, well, as far as I was aware, it was just a kind of generic Central European. So apologies, Adrian. It is Polish. It's got Polish signposts and signage everywhere. It's a Polish map. So the map itself then. Well, with a map tour, normally, I'll show you all the stuff. On New Farmer, we start with Field 40 or Plot 45, Plot 46, which takes in Field 52, Field 53 and the main farm, shall we say. Field prices are not too expensive going around the map. They're not too bad at all. We do have forestry all up around this side out towards the river section which runs down. You can't access that river section because the map ends right along that edge there. But it's very picturesque. It's very lovely. We've got some forestry out this side as well. We've got some new productions on here, so if you are unaware of what's coming with the premium expansion, there's been a load of stuff. People have been putting content out. A lot of the PC guys have had early access to it and have been putting content out since Friday. I've stayed away from watching anything. I wanted it to be a nice surprise, and I haven't looked on PC because I was sent early access, but I play console. I'm sticking to my guns. I'm playing on console. So yeah, field price is not too expensive. Now this whole section here you can't purchase. There are a few bits around the map. Giants do this a lot, where you've got productions and facilities, you can't buy the land they're on, which is okay to a degree, but I've got a couple of issues on this, which we'll talk about when we go around. We do have a train that runs up the map and it goes to Erlenkrad. We'll get onto that later as well. There are collectibles. There are 50 of them. They're golden apples. You'll find those around the map. They're worth $5 each. What else? Contracts are available on the map. You scroll down to... There we go. Contracts are available, so you can pick contracts up as you go around. Now, what I normally do is talk about mods and build mode. So obviously, with any new map, if the modder has put in new mods, buildings and implements, I will talk about those. There's quite a lot of them because obviously this is the premium expansion. This expands the game out, gives us a whole load of new stuff. We've got some new manufacturers, some new equipment, some new buildings. So onto build mode. If we go to our sheds first and scroll out, I won't go through each and every one of them, but we have got a load of new sheds and buildings under the premium expansion. We haven't got anything under silos, extensions, containers, tools, but under farmhouses we've got 3 new farmhouses. Under production and under factories we have got a bakery, we've got a dairy, potato processing plant, preserved food factory, soup factory and spinnery. Now, the bakery, dairy and spinnery are just revamped, differently designed versions of ones we already have in game. Those are standard productions that we've got, although there is something puzzling with those, which we'll talk about later on. But what is new to the game, and these all can be transferred over if you've got the premium expansion and you've got the premium expansion selected on any map. You can do potato processing, you can do soup factory, you can do preserved food factory, because the crop types carry over as well. If you've got the premium expansion, whatever map you go on, you can do them. That's absolutely fine. So potato processing is potato chips or crisps will come out the other end. Preserved food factory is jars of pickled, I assume, and then we have got the soup factory producing various different canned goods. If we go to our sell points, we do have the piano manufacture, which we'll talk about later on. There's nothing under greenhouses, orchards or generators. Under animals, we do have a pig pen added in, which again is curious, and I'll talk about that in a bit. We've got chickens, so we've got 2 new chicken pens which both hold 20 in there, and then we've got nothing under bees, nothing under others. Under decoration, we do have a load of new fencing put in, part of premium. So there's a whole load of new fence styles. We've got a whole load of new lights. We've got a whole load. We've got some sheds, decorative sheds on there as well. And then if we come to landscaping, under painting, we do have a couple of new textures, including a flagstone one there. Others are pretty much generic to what we've had before. We do have a load more trees added in. And we do have some plants added in as well. When we come out of there, that brings me on to then vehicles and machinery. Now, the easiest way of doing this, if I scroll down until we get to mods and DLCs, if I click on premium expansion, this will show me everything that's been added in. So this is all the vehicles and machinery and equipment that's been added in. I'm not going to read it all out, but we have got the new pickup, as you can see. We've got some small tractors, we've got the little Winia, the Salek, the Zator Crystal we've already seen, the Fiat we've already seen. We've got some new mowers and a tedder from Samash. We've got some Gorenk weeders. We've got a new Farm Tech trailer. We've got some new gear from Unia, including a muck spreader. We've got disc harrow, seeders. We've got some new Farmet cultivators, and I think that's a Farmet seeder as well. We've got power harrow, and we've got the Bednar tank, subsoilers and various different bits of equipment. We've got new manufacturers with Agrio. These tanks are fantastic because they're sprayers, but they are bigger capacities than we've got in game already for trailed, 8,000 litres and 13,500. And then we've got the Agrio Dino 2, which is a self-propelled at 6,600. Then we move on to all the vegetable processing. So we've got the hillers, ridges, for putting in your root crops. All these bits of equipment under the new vegetable stuff will do all three. So we don't have separate red beet, carrot and parsnip planting and harvesting equipment. It does all of it. So all of it will do all of it. We've got our seeders, then we've got our harvesters, we've got our trailed harvesters in various different degrees and sizes. Then move up to the self-propelled. So Devolf are new in game, as our Vivo. That one, that's a beast. I mean, 637,500 to buy. It's a monster. It's very cool for the new crop types. Looking forward to getting a go with those. The Vivo stuff, and then we've got the Devolf vegetable pallets. The vegetable pallets are required when you're doing some of these. Or it might just produce them. I haven't actually done anything with these yet. This is my first time. Let's say I've waited for it to come out on console. That's what I do. So that's all the stuff that's been added in as far as vehicles and machinery. So where do we start? We are here at the start farm. We've got the new pickup. Lovely job. We've got a harvester. Silo just here. We've got our chicken coop. We've got 11 out of 20 chickens that we start with just here. Just around the back. We've got one of the new sheds. Got some, well, this is pretty much all the new gear. So we've got the Unia Ares. We've got a tow behind root crop harvester. A seeder. Got a new trailer. We've got a weeder. We've got one of the new farmhouses with sleep trigger and wardrobe trigger. We've got the New Fiat Agri 16090. I know I've had modded versions, but this is the Giants version of. And then out on the field, just over the brow of the hill here, the new Zator Crystal is sitting over there that we start with. Just there. Actually, let's go over to it because I think it's got something on the back of it as well, isn't it? The map itself, colour palette's really nice. Lighting seems great. Oh, it's just got the Nordstern. So there you go. Zator Crystal. Again, we've had a few modded ones of these. This is just the Giants version of. So, what was I going to say? Collectibles I've talked about. I've talked about the train slot count. On New Farmer then, the slot count is 1,313. On Farm Manager and Start from Scratch, that comes down to 1,185. And the map will look like, or it will look like this. Because on Farm Manager and Start from Scratch, you don't start with any of the start machinery and equipment, you don't start with any of these buildings here. That being said, there are two other farms. There's a south farm and a north farm, which we'll get to. The buildings are still there on both of those farms on Farm Manager and Start from Scratch, but if you buy those plots up and sell those buildings as well, I got the slot count down to 1,136 if you wanted to, because there's something else I want to say about that too that I was not disappointed by, but surprised, I guess. I don't know. So no, start farm. Let's jump in our. It's a dinky, funky little thing, isn't it? We've got straps, opens and closes. It's like a little mini VW, like a little Suzuki, but from the back it looks like the old VW T4s. Anyway, up the road. First of all, we're going to go to the vehicle shop, vehicle store. So the vehicle shop trigger is at the front. Workshop trigger is around the back. And this is the reset point on the map, so if you need to reset anything for any reason, it will reset here. Now, can you run Premium and Platinum together? Of course you can. If you want to run both of them on your map, you absolutely can. So you can have the best of both worlds with all the various different things. But again, you don't have to. Now, there are some things that are... missing is the wrong one. I don't know, maybe missing. As we turn in here, we've got a very large facility. This is the grain mill, but this is just a sell point. This is not a grain mill production building. You've just got a sell point there. There's no triggers or anything for buying the facility or managing the facility. So as far as I can tell, this is just a sell point. And if we go into, again, if you're not sure about what sells where, if we go up to our prices menu, you can see that on the right hand side we've got grain mill. Now that might be the case if it's a production chain as well, because it will still be a sell point. If you get contracts that want you to deliver grain to the grain mill, it will still be a sell point. But then once you've bought that production, then it will become a production chain. So the grain mill's there. And you've obviously got Erlengratt, so you've got things that can go by train. Again, if you get a contract that says it needs to be delivered to Erlengratt, it will need to go by train. If we scroll down this menu, of course you'll see all the new stuff down the bottom. There we go. So potato chips, preserved food, carrots, parsnips, beetroot, soups, and then the actual individual crops, red beet, carrot and parsnip. So they'll be sitting there. So if you've got the premium expansion or addition on any map, those will be showing for you as well. And the prices, I have to say, prices for them in their sort of natural state aren't fantastic, but yields are very high on root crops. But processing them using the plants in soups and then into your preserves and potato chips is worth doing. Those prices do fluctuate a little bit depending on the map, because I went onto Elm Creek to check it, and the prices on Elm Creek were actually higher. And that's on normal economy. I have normal economy on my map tours pretty much most of the time, to be fair. The map itself is very picturesque. It's very nicely done, very detailed. It's got a nice big open expanse feel to it. So next stop is the potato processing plant. I'm going to have to put some money in actually. So this is the one that does potato chips. And this requires potatoes and the various different oils So bear with me a second while I just put some money in. I think that's going to be enough to buy what I need. If not, I can put some government subsidy signs in. So, potato processing. If we go over here to buy production plant, 120,000, we'll buy the plant. So you've got the 3 different potato chips. So you've got potatoes and sunflower oil, canola oil or olive oil, and all 3 will give you a generic potato chip crisps, no flavours or anything like that. Out the other end, that's your potato chip factory. Out from here, I'll do what I usually do and I'll show you on the map where we are and where we've been. Going to follow this road along, come to the biomass heating plant. Fairly standard biomass heating plant. Nothing out of the ordinary about it. Just there. If we turn down here, we come to the farm south, which is the next farm you can buy. So, what I was probably more surprised by, and I know obviously they want to show off the new stuff that's in the game, and I absolutely I get that. So there are 3 new farmhouses. So each of these farms, the main farm, South Farm and North Farm, has got a different farmhouse. If you buy this plot of land, I'm going to have to put some more money in, I just realised. You'll get the sleep trigger and wardrobe trigger here at the farmhouse. We've got a silo, we've got a shed, and we've got another chicken coop around the back, which will hold 20. Now, bearing in mind the new premium expansion has given us 2 new chicken coops and a new pig pen, I'm surprised none of the farms on this map has a pig pen. All 3 of them are chicken coops, which I thought one of them would be a pig farm, but all 3 are chickens. But that's, I mean, at the end of the day, once you purchase the land, and I'll show you where we are. So we came down from here to the grain mill sell point, down here to potato processing. We come along here to biomass and we're now at this point here. So field 62, but it's plot 90. If we buy that, you'll see the icons all now come up. They are all available and the triggers should be showing. There we go. So that will do 20 chickens. Sleep trigger with your wardrobe trigger on the other side. Or is it the other way around? Yep, sleep with wardrobe trigger on the other side. Silo just there and shed here. If we go into our build mode and go to demolish, these can be demolished, so if you do want to put a pig farm or anything else, but there's plenty of other plots of land all around the map that you can put your farms in and stuff like that. It just surprised me that because they have got a pig farm as part of the new stuff, that one of them wasn't a pig farm. That's all. It's not a major problem, it's just I was surprised, that's all. So from here we're going to continue west. And you can see that it's a sweeping countryside. It's not overly hilly. There's some nice flat areas. So as far as putting in new farms, production chains, anything you want to that's in the mods hub or part of Platinum or whatever you want to do, you can. So next quandary that has me slightly puzzled. We come to here, which on the map shows as dairy, which is great. But this plot of land can't be purchased, and as far as this is showing, this only has a sell point. If we go to the map, we've come along here, so that is showing as a sell point. If I get off that trigger, you'll see that sell point, that's a production chain, because it's got a little conveyor belt with boxes on top. So, our dairy on the map isn't the dairy that's showing under build mode. If we go to our productions, and we scroll across, and what's interesting with this is, that dairy building is that building, pretty much. That one's a little bit bigger, which again surprised me. I thought the dairy would be the production dairy they've put into the premium expansion, but this is just a sell point. So if you want to have a dairy on here, you've got to place one somewhere else. But the frustrating thing is, you can't buy this plot of land to put them on. I don't know. It's a minor thing, but it was weird. Because I started racking my brains thinking, have I missed something? Do I need to buy the land first? Is there a trigger I'm missing that's not showing? But that is definitely just showing as a sell point. So that's just a dairy for selling milk, which again, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It just surprised me, that's all. So I'm going to take this little track up here. which brings us to the farmer's market just there. Sell point. From here, we'll take this little track across here, and we come to Soup. This is your soup factory. As if that wasn't a giveaway of me just saying that. There you go. New animals. We've got deer on FS22. We've got storks that fly around the map. Very graceful. And they roost in various different places around the map. So we've got storks. Buy production chain, 135,000. Click on that. Triple soup, which is in essence vegetable soup, just a generic vegetable soup. Carrot soup, parsnip soup, red beet soup, or potato soup. So we can still use potatoes. And these are the ones we get out, and we've already seen the prices. They're pretty good, you know, considering you don't need anything else other than those. You haven't got to bring water here, or, you know, you don't require pallets or anything at all. Just bring those and away you go. Pretty handy. We've got our in, we've got our out, and we've got our shake it all about. That's the soup factory. I might have a look at the factories on a separate video. We'll provide them with goods and see what the pallets and stuff look like when they come out the other end, because this is just a map tour. This isn't, you know, it's not a mod review per se, it's just a map tour. Gas station just here with an electricity charge point to the side, just there. And if we continue looking for, where is it? I can go under, I think. Right, we'll turn down here. We're going to head out here to the spinnery. Past the football pitch, which we're going to get to in a moment. Shout out to Mapper's Paradise. For tipping me the wink on that. So here's the second one that's again kind of got me baffled. This is the spinnery, but again just a sell point. It's the building that's showing as a production chain on the map, as same as the dairy. We've come up here, farmers market, soup factory, gas station. We're out here. That's just showing as a sell point, not as a production chain. And again, if we go to the map, you can't purchase this plot of land, because I thought, oh, maybe you purchase it and then you get the option to buy it. You can't purchase the land, so that's just a spinnery sell point. It's not a production chain. So if you want to do sheep, if you want to do cotton, and you want to sell that or make fabric, you're going to have to put in the separate production for that. So the football pitch, this is cool. I really do like this. And this actually fits in very, very nicely with what I'm going to talk about next. For the first time on my channel, I've got a sponsorship. I am a Gportal partner and have been for some time. My Discord server uses Gportal and Gportal servers. But they reached out and said they'd sponsor some videos. So this is going to be a shout out to our Gportal sponsor for this video. We might have a couple of other ones for the premium expansion. And this works quite aptly, because if you want to come on here and play multiplayer with your friends, this football pitch is going to work absolutely brilliantly, which I'll show in a moment. But Gportal, if you're looking for a reliable and affordable server provider and you want to play multiplayer, cross-play with friends, doesn't have to be on Farming Simulator. They have hundreds of games that they support on the Gportal site. Look no further than Gportal. With over 20 years, or 20 years of that pretty much, of experience, they are the official host of some of the world's top gaming studios. With over 14 server locations and a website in more than 8 languages, you can reach them almost anywhere in the world. And it does say on the website, except Antarctica. Maybe the Arctic you can, but Antarctica no. Their system operates what's called the Gportal Cloud, or Game Cloud. It's a web interface they offer, which is a cloud-based system instead of direct game servers. So you pay for the amount of slots you have on your cloud within your server, or within Gportal. Then you can split that up into servers. So you're not paying per server, you're paying for a cloud with a certain amount of slots. So the example of the slot cloud use, if you've got a cloud with 10 slots, you could run 2 servers with 4 slots each. If you've got a server with 12 slots, you could do 3 with 4, you could do 2 with 5, you know. So you can customize the amount of servers you're running with the amount of slots you're paying for in whichever way you want, and that's customizable anytime during the month. You don't have to wait for a new month or anything like to do that, which works really well. Yeah, so if you've got 20 slots, you could run 4 slots each on 2, and then you could run one server with 12 slots, you know, however you want to go about it. Setup is quick and easy. Great customer support available 24/7. My answer, someone messaged me recently when I did one of my videos and said, oh, they've had nothing but trouble. I would say open a discourse, open communication, have a chat. Like I say, their customer service, we have found, and my Discord has found, they're great, they're very helpful. All the guys I've interacted with at Gportal have been absolutely brilliant. Open a communication, have a dialogue. They are fantastic. Over 500 content creators worldwide are Gportal partners, which speaks volumes to the company, its ethos, I think, personally. Like I said, my Discord community uses them, and if you want to use them, if you want to get a server or you want to get the cloud system, there is a ref link in the description for the video. You can get a discount if you jump over there and use them. So, Gportal for all your game server needs. That's that bit done. They are good, honestly. The guys I've interacted with. So, this is new. Basketball's the usual thing. Get up close to this. We've got pass and shoot. What? We've got a scoreboard over to the side there. Watch this. Let's do a pass first. Just a nice little tappity tap. Now, if I can get this, it'll be a miracle. If we get a bit closer, we go shoot. Boom. Come on, roll in. Roll in. Oh, not enough. Let's shoot again. I did the second bit on. So, once you've scored, look. How cool is that? The scoreboard changes. You can, once it went into the goal, it reset itself, but you can come back to here and you can reset the football. Blows the whistle, we're ready to start again. And if you score at the other end, I don't know if it makes a difference if you get a run up. Should we try that? Oh, get a bit of air on that. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Missed that completely. Fluffed it. Oh, look at that. You can do penalties as well. That's pretty cool. Anyway, that's the football pitch. Like I say, Mappers Paradise put up a video of that saying, look what they'd found. And I thought I've got to incorporate it into here because that's brilliant. So thank you to Mappers Paradise for that. And it was actually a nice segue into... I was going to do the sponsor bit at the start of the video. And I thought, you know what? It works much better there. So come on with all your friends. Have a bit of a footy match. Why not? Or soccer, depending on where you're from. Continue on. Now I do keep looking at the map thinking, have I missed a pig farm somewhere? I don't think I have. Again, I do tend to generally sort of have a look across the map and try and find locations where things might be obvious. So, this is our piano manufacture. So you just bring planks here, which is what it requires, and you don't run this like a normal production chain. You do it like you did with the boatyard on Silver Run. So if I just buy the piano manufacturer, I haven't got enough, have I? Let me just put some money in. There we go, that's better. So if we come over here to buy the piano manufacturer, like that, we don't get any triggers come up to manage the production. You just, it says materials missing, planks, and then progress. So all you do is you bring the planks here that it requires, drop off planks. Now I don't know, again, this is something I'm going to do on a separate video, because you can't manage the production as you do a normal production chain. I don't know how many planks it's going to require. So what we'll do on a separate video, we'll do some piano manufacturing, and we'll see just how many it takes and whether it puts a piano inside, whether it puts them outside, whether you see the build going on in here. You can open the door and come inside. I'm just going to double check this, yeah, because there's not a trigger in here. I'm assuming we will see some manufacture happening, and then once it's finished, I assume it just gets sold automatically and you make the money. But again, we will look at that on a separate video. So that's your piano manufacture. Come across the road here, we've got supermarket. Just there. Here we've got the bakery. Now that is a standard bakery that just does cake and or bread and cake, but it is just, like I say, a newly designed building. Nope. If we don't crash into the fence first, that would be marvellous. Head down here. I like all these little waterways and watercourses and ditches with little bridges. The roads and tracks are pretty bumpy in places as well, which is a nice feature. One thing I will say, I've said this before, on FS17, the suspension on pickups and stuff was way better. 19 and 22 has not been great. There are mods out there that have got great suspension, and I was really surprised that this is quite stiff. It's like it's been slammed. Nothing wrong with that. It's just so animal dealer. That's your animal dealer sell point. That's for your bale type products. And then you've got your animal dealer just here. Coming around from here, we'll take the next little fork off to our left. To our carpentry, which is just there. That's a standard carpentry. You can bring wood or you can bring planks and you'll get furniture out. And we turn in here, come down the side of this building. This is our preserved food plant in there. Let's go around the back. Manage production here. 110,000 to buy it. Preserved food, carrots, parsnips and beetroot. Again, you don't need anything else, no water, anything over and above. Bring those 3 requisite items and you will get your preserved food. And again, I will do a video on the various different productions because I'm curious to see what those pallets look like when they come out and that kind of thing. A bit like a sort of a mini mod review, I suppose, is the best way of looking at that. We will get to them. So that's your preserved food factory. Then we come to the third farm. So with the start farm, the south farm, this is the north farm. Again, farmhouse, silo, chicken pen and shed. Like I say, I don't want to appear negative. People keep saying to me I should be more honest on my videos and stuff like that, and you can tell when you know I'll say certain things on map tours and mod videos and stuff. It feels very sterile. It feels a little bit, I don't know. All 3 farms seem almost identical. Again, it's a minor thing, but it's kind of obvious. So back to the map. We went from here, the spinnery. Football pitch out here, and we took in our piano manufacturer, supermarket, bakery, out to animal dealer and animal dealer sell point, up there to carpentry, down there to the preserved food factory. We're now here. Plot 7, if we buy that, do that and that. So field 45, chicken pen which holds 20, silo, sleep trigger and shed. This is a standard Unia silo. Actually all 3 of them, normally these come up and say what they are. It doesn't say it's a farmer anything actually. If we go to build mode, let's go to silos. Yeah, it's that one, isn't it? It's 400,000 litre. Standard crop types, but the new crop types will include the new... Actually, well, it should include the new ones. From here, we've got a bit of a drive out towards the railway. Like I said, a lot of the forestry is out on the eastern side. There was a little bit out to the west. Now I know Oxygen David had a hand in the horse aggravation map, and looking around this at the detail and stuff in the culverts and the rivers and the bridges, I don't know, I can't say for certain whether Oxy had anything to do with helping out with this one as well. Looking at it, the style of it, I would say probably, but that's not 100%. I can't. I'm sure someone like DJ would probably know. So, this is the sawmill. That's a rent train point. There are 2 rent train points on the map. Let's rent the train. Actually, it's on its way already. That's pretty handy, isn't it? Almost here. So we can have a look at the train. Slightly different style train. Is it coming backwards? Come on, where are you? There it comes. There we go. That's our train with our various different carriages and cars. So next thing I was going to double check. If we come onto here and we go back to our prices. Let's go back until we get to wood. Yep. Biomass, carpentry, Erlengratt and sawmill. So we can send our wood off. What I was surprised at, and I suppose what I should do, is put this on with platinum and premium, because there's nothing showing on. I mean, I suppose they've done it so that you don't have to own platinum expansion to have the premium expansion. So this map shouldn't require platinum expansion because people might not have bought it. So I'm assuming, but I will have to check that, whether there's a wood container point, whether you just put them on the flatbed car and it will take them to sell, because it does say wood, so there's no reason at all why it wouldn't take the wood containers. There's not a specific wood container sell point on here. It's a curious one actually. All of these things though do go to Erlengratt, so you can put products and things on. Let's send that back off again. It goes. So our sawmill, this is a standard sawmill. Wood in, planks and wood chip out. And what we're going to do is drive down the back here, which is the wooded area, which will take us, so we're now heading down the eastern side of the map, but we are heading south. And you see what I mean about the tracks being pretty bumpy. With some of the new tree types. But again, if you're going to do forestry, it's not overly thick, it's not, you know, crazy forestry, but there's forestry here to be done if you want to. And it's not going to be fairly straightforward because it's pretty hilly, it's pretty bumpy. So, like I say, we are pretty much on the edge of the map here. So whilst you can look over to that side and it looks great and it looks like it goes on forever, you can't actually get down to those kind of marshy areas. Well, we're going to take a turning to our right in just a moment, which will take us to Gportal East. Gportal East is a transfer silo for the railway. So we can either use it as just a storage silo if you want to, or you can use it for transferring crops that you've harvested. So you can put them into the silo here and load them onto the train. You can put them on the train and unload them into here. So you can transfer them from road to rail, rail to road, or just store them in the silo. It's entirely up to you. So if you are going to be delivering, if you've got a contract that wants you to deliver a crop type out to Erlengratt, you can stop the train anywhere you like and you can load with conveyor belts if you want to. This is a kind of quicker and easier way of doing it. So this is your transfer silo at Gportal East, and that's your rent train point just here. So what we're going to do now is head south, which will take us to the last point on the map. Well, not the last point, but the last feature, I guess. I've gone past a couple of points where the collectibles, the golden apples are, and I've done it before on map tours and people get cross with me. And I often say spoiler alert and then I go and pick one up. So I haven't picked one up, I haven't spoiled it and shown where any of them are. But if we continue right the way down to here, we come to the Debbie Crusher. So if you've got any Debbies that need crushing, or Debris Crusher, here's your Debris Crusher, just down here. And that's the map. And like I say, on a map tour, I will talk about productions, I'll talk about what you can produce there. I don't show those productions, that would be a kind of mod review. So we're going to look at, on a separate video, all things root crops, and we'll have a look at the production chains to see what you put in, how long it takes to produce, and what you get out the other side. There goes the train, across the top, and back around again. So if we go back to our map, we came from there, out and across here, out to the sawmill and the rent train point. We've been out here and followed this track all the way down. Came in here to Gportal East, transfer silo. We came all the way down here and we're now at the debris crusher just there. If we go back up and along the road, it takes us all the way back up to the farm where we started. And that is Zielonka. That is premium expansion. Now I'm not here to, oh hang on, whoa, there you go, Stalk House. I don't know how people feel about it. I know people, generally speaking, on any map tour, on any new stuff that Giant's bring out, have very strong opinions on various different things. Has it bought as much, and this is just, I'm just playing devil's advocate, has this bought as much as the Platinum expansion did? I think the 3 new crop types and new machinery and equipment is fantastic. We've got some new productions on here, which again can be used elsewhere, which is fantastic. I don't know, how do people feel? Drop it in the comments, let me know. But that's the map. That's Zielonka by Giant Software, part of the Premium Expansion, Premium Edition. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.